Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're diving into a fallacy that's as slippery as its namesake, the red herring. And no, we're not discussing Scandinavian cuisine. The term red herring originates from the practice of using strong-smelling smoked fish to train hunting dogs. The scent would distract the dogs from their original trail, much like how this fallacy operates in arguments. A red herring in logical discourse is an argument or topic introduced to divert attention from the original issue. It's a common tactic in debates, often used to lead discussions astray, rather like a mischievous tour guide, deliberately taking you down the scenic route when you're already late for dinner. Let's consider an example. Imagine a debate about increasing funding for public libraries. One debater might say, "But what about the poor condition of our roads? Shouldn't we prioritise that instead?" While road maintenance is indeed important, it's irrelevant to the discussion about library funding. This, dear listeners, is our red herring, flopping about on the debate floor. In politics, red herrings are as common as promises before an election. A politician questioned about a scandal might respond, "But let's talk about my opponent's tax plan." Unless the tax plan somehow involves time travel and preventing the scandal, this is a clear attempt to change the subject. Red herrings also swim in the waters of everyday conversations. In a discussion about household chores, one might hear, "Well, I would do the dishes, but don't you remember how I fixed the leaky tap last month?" The fixed tap, while appreciated, has little bearing on today's unwashed crockery. In the media, we often see red herrings used to sensationalise stories. A report on a new health study might suddenly veer off into speculation about celebrities' diets. Unless these celebrities have suddenly become qualified nutritionists, this is likely an attempt to grab attention rather than inform. So how can we avoid being led astray by these logical fish tales? Firstly, stay focused on the original topic. When a new point is introduced, ask yourself, is this relevant to what we were initially discussing? Or has the conversation suddenly decided to go on an impromptu holiday? Secondly, politely but firmly steer the conversation back to the main issue. You might say, "That's an interesting point, but how does it relate to what we were discussing?" It's like being a conversational sheepdog, gently herding the discussion back on track. Lastly, be aware of your own use of red herrings. It's easy to inadvertently introduce them, especially when discussions become heated. Keep your arguments as relevant as a good cup of tea on a rainy day. In conclusion, recognizing red herrings is crucial for maintaining clear and productive discussions. By identifying these diversions, we can ensure our debates stay on course rather than being led down the garden path, or should I say, the fishing pier. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. I hope this exploration of the red herring fallacy has been illuminating. Until next time, keep your arguments focused and your herrings in the proper dishes. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by thepodcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com.